Right, hello. So the other day when I was doing a stream, somebody said, could I do one that was focused around surplus discussion? So I thought I might as well make that the title of this stream. If it goes a little bit off topic, I don't mind. But hopefully people get a notification for this and all that. And the really bright UV light bank arrived, so I've got it down there. It's shining upwards at an angle there. At some point, I'll get an extension lead for it and get it mounted in a really good position. But the nice thing is it's really making that screen on the Geiger glow. So, and as you can probably see from the posters and that, the stuff that reacts to UV light is really reacting to it. Right, hope your job's going all right then, Outrix, whatever you're working on. Yeah, this is the Russian Riot helmet, but obviously I've got on at the moment because most people want to talk about Riot sort of stuff. So hello everybody. So yeah, most people I think wanted to chat about surplus, didn't they, on the last stream, or a few people mentioned that for a stream theme. It's UV lighting, Alex. I've got a really big UV light bank because I thought, although it looks very 80s, I thought the background would look good with UV on it. And I think it does. It's just obviously it makes me look very blue because, yeah, like I said, what I need to do then is find some way I can have a bit of light going on to me that's regular light, but obviously the background. So if I do that, it just reflects the screen, doesn't it? But yeah, I'm hoping it will be, Alex. I think it's just because yesterday it was one of the streams. All right, Mike? With obviously discussing in the title about what was going on in America. Lots of people wanted to throw in their opinion, Ireland all around says BLM. I assume that means Black Lives Matter. Yeah, every human life matters. My opinion on that is pretty much, treat people as you want to be treated yourself, Don't forget to like the stream, because if there's people on it, so there's about 40 people watching, but 4 likes. But yeah, what it is, annoyingly, it's not got a very long cable it was supplied with, so I'll need to get an extension lead for it. It's not too hot to touch. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this in frame very well, but it's like a big, there you go. It's like a big, like load of UV lights on a row. So as you can see, it's really, really intense sort of close range. But as I said, the wire with it isn't too long that they supplied it with, so I need to get an extension lead for it, really. But it does look good, I think, on the wall back there. Let me just put this back down. All right, is that... I know I'm standing obviously in the way of it at the moment. I just want to see if I've got that roughly back in frame for where it was before. Yeah, that's lighting the wall up. But yeah, it's obviously very bright, but I thought the background would look good with UV lighting just because it's a pretty retro looking background. Yeah, weirdly though, Arnold, riot shields and riot helmets were going up in price ages ago, which was, one of those things, where I thought that was just because people were getting worried about prepping with all the corona stuff. What sort of camo patterns on that, Richard? Is it like a woodland-based one or a bit different? Hello, everybody that's joining. Yeah, vaporwave. I suppose that is the kind of thing, isn't it? It's one of those sort of, yeah, retro wave kind of. Yeah, I can definitely see that, yeah. Yeah, it's just a bright UV bank, Mike, but they're quite cheap compared to UV bulbs, because when I've bought the bulbs like this before, hang on, I don't know if I can even get that one in frame. No, I can't really, annoyingly. They don't give anywhere near as much light out as the LEDs, so if you ever want to do it, I would say just buy a big LED light bank of UV bulbs, because the problem is the old sort of ceiling style ones only throw out, quite a short amount of things. That's all right, Connor, but I suppose it's good that you're back to work, isn't it? Because sadly, I think a lot of people are not going to have jobs to go back to. Never really been fishing Ireland all around. Rudy, my favourite gas mask's the Avon CT12, which is behind me somewhere. There we go. But I really like that Chinese one. that's here as well that Hype sent me recently. So these are two I really like at the moment. Right. Oh, I am remembering to stream on Opera today, by the way, because at the moment streaming on like Chrome is pointless. In theory, somebody might have eaten a bat. We don't actually know. Right. What I want to try with this quickly is taking the filter off of this side, getting the blanking plug from the CT12, and seeing will the blanking plug go in there or not, because I don't know if this is actually a GOST threaded mask or not. Hype sent me some GOST filters with it, but it might not necessarily be a GOST mask, because he said a lot of the Chinese masks are just using NATO things now. Right, I don't know if that's going to be tight or not in there, but there we go, let's try it. Obviously, I don't really want to use the blanking plug from my CT12 for this mask, but also we'll find out if the riot helmet fits with this mask or not in a minute. As I just said, the CT12, but there's loads of masks I could use, so no, it's letting in air on that side. So annoyingly, I think this might actually be a GOST thread on here. Let's just try it again, just in case. That's still letting in air. Ah, that's annoying. Right, let's get that out. So yeah, you have to have this dual filter by the look of it, unless there's a GOST blanking plug you can get from somewhere, but I don't know if that's a thing at all. But yeah, that's the only issue with this mask. I wish they provided a blanking plug for it, so you know you didn't have to run it dual filter. Because as much as it looks cool dual filter, good luck, you know, using it with anything. Almost Cash and James. It's actually an FMJ09 MF11D variant, isn't it? But yeah, almost. Right, so does the riot helmet fit with this? Probably not, I'm going to imagine. But let's try it. Almost. It's a pretty uncomfortable fit, but there's that. I think it looks pretty cool, but not anymore. It was back in the day. It was like their standardized Warsaw Pact thing. So 11HHH30. Let me type in the mask for you. So MF11B. So yeah. But yeah, so like I said, it looks pretty cool with all the UV lighting in this one, like people were saying. Yeah, it's very easy to breathe in this. Breathing resistance barely feels any different than not wearing a mask. Obviously, it's a bit more tight and uncomfortable in other ways having a mask on, but you know, but yeah, so but yeah, this is a cool mask. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, the only issue I have with it really is that I wish there was a way that you could just use it with one filter, because it didn't come with a blanking plug, you know, so you literally need two filters on it, which is quite irritating because you know, that stops you doing literally anything, shouldering a rifle, you know, wearing it with a lot of gear. Ooh, there's yeah, well, people wanted to stream to talk about surplus, and I think this is pretty relevant at the moment, isn't it? Just because of all the shit that's been going on. Let's have a look on eBay. Can you still get riot helmets and things, or have they all sold out? Let's have a look. Because that's one of those things at the moment where are they still available? Yeah, there's riot helmets in the UK still for sale. So that surprises me in a sense. I was just seeing if there was anything Wow, somebody wants 230 quid for an old Riot helmet that's got a couple of bullet holes in it. You know, like not even like, you know, one where somebody's just taken it to a range, they've shot an old helmet. Obviously, everything's gone clean through, and then they want 230 quid for a fucked helmet. It's not even a rare helmet; it's the standard British Riot helmet. But yeah, so the British Riot helmets are still 30 odd quid on eBay, so that's good. Police shield. Let's see if any of those are still for sale because they sell out a lot more. There's some actual ex-MOD shields and police shields turning up on eBay again in the UK, which is good. So yeah, that surprised me. I thought at the moment everybody would have bought those out. You all right then? Okay. I hope you didn't get hit by anything, but obviously did your mask work and all that properly? Well, we did a stream yesterday talking about what's going on in America, and that was a very, very active stream. But what I might do actually is I might film a video later just called Riot Protective Gear and just do a video. Because like I said, I'd never want to do a video where it sounds like I'm saying this is how you get through, you know, police armor or stuff like that. But I wouldn't mind doing a video saying this is the kind of gear people wear. What mask did you use? Okay, is it an M40 or something? I can't really see from your profile picture what picture that is because, you know, it's too small, but... it is M40, cool. Yeah, that's not a bad price for one young rail enthusiast. There's nothing wrong with people protesting. People have a democratic right to protest, but rioting's obviously horrible. Which particular vest, Roy Ops? Because I've got a few different ones, but a lot of them used to just be like £30 for a lot of the old body armor. With ECBA armor, you had to be pretty lucky to get it with all the bits included for a decent price, because a lot of sellers, you know, like want a certain amount for the vest liner, then more for the Kevlar filler, then more for the plates. That's why I always bought it as one thing. All right, Aldi? But yeah, my ECBA vest was only, I think, £60, but that had the Iraq sort of desert liner on, you know, like the Iraq-Afghanistan desert liner. Not many names left says good afternoon to you. But yeah, you'd be amazed how cheap some surplus stuff is online. Because, like, yeah, like I was saying, you know, you can get stuff that's pretty much brand new condition. Sometimes I don't think it's ever been issued. You know, it's just sat in a warehouse for a bit. Then it's been surplused, and you can get them really, really cheap, you know. Right, the best filters I can recommend at the moment, Sam, for GP5s, because they'll actually fit on them, is these filters. So these are Chinese GOST filters, but they're modern ones. So they're called TF1 filters. If I can get that lined up, there we go. They're modern GOST filters that are made by China. And they seem to work absolutely fine. So, you know. They're the only ones I currently know of that, you know, you can probably still get all right, that are GOST, you know, rather than it being one of those weird filters. It might be NATO, it might be GOST, depending on what year it was made, you know. I assume it's completely psychological reason, IZ4Y01. I assume that is completely a psychological thing, you know, going do 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 do, banging the shields, but it doesn't actually do anything, you know, like they're just wearing out their own energy in terms of, you know, smacking the stuff. Let's see if AliExpress do any young rail enthusiasts. I don't know if they actually do, but I hope I don't have to log in to actually search on AliExpress, but I'll type in 40mm filter and see if any come up. Right. This type, I don't know if this is a TF1 style filter. It says it's ABS, so it's plastic. I was wondering if there's any pictures of it with the thread showing. But let me just link to this. So I don't know if this one is a GOST one or not, but Yeah, it was mostly, it stayed quite civil, Cherno Inferno, which was actually quite good. You know, because I thought it might have turned into quite a shit show, but other than the fact it was really busy, it wasn't too bad. I don't know if this filter is GOST though, that one I've linked, but you know, a lot of Chinese filters are GOST just because a lot of the Chinese masks are still GOST, but I don't know if that one actually is or not. If ever I got one of those filters, I could test it and tell you, but because these type Hype sent me are definitely GOST, but they're not the ones that turn up, obviously, you know. Yeah, I'm good, Seven Essie. I went for a walk this morning, went for a dog walk with one of my friends, you know, a bit of social distancing involved, but, you know, we're coming out of lockdown now in the UK anyway. There's different bandwidths of UVWG. There's UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVA is completely fine. It's the stuff that makes stuff glow in the dark the best. Oh, my watch is going to be out of frame. I was going to say otherwise that would really glow in the dark under that light. But anyway, I'm going to try and keep this stream about surplus discussion because that's what people asked yesterday. Could I do a stream today on? So I'd rather it people asking about certain surplus items rather than it being, what do you think about the protests? You know, I've already given my thoughts on that over and over again. Oh, yeah, I've got a Maglite. Weirdly, the video that comes out on Friday is on my Maglite because it was one that, where in a Weapon Collector's stream, a load of people were asking about, one of Weapon Collector's streams, loads of people asking about Maglite, so I did a video on it. The Dutch didn't domestically make many gas masks, as far as I'm aware, Sam. They did do some, but I think the modern Netherlands stuff has all been just buying other people's masks. But no, I don't have any things like Dutch Model Ks, whatever they're called. They're quite cool, but I don't have any, sadly. Not as far as I'm aware, Cherno Inferno. I mean, whether or not some are better spec or not, I don't know, but... No, I've never been to any proper protests, Alex, because I don't think there's any I've ever felt the inclination to want to go to, you know. A lot of them are WWHHH30 in terms of what you can buy on eBay. The problem is at the moment, like postage times, isn't it? And whether or not you can get stuff out of certain places. The Spaciani's a good Max that you can get on eBay. Spaciani TR2002. They still at least turn up. They used to be very common on the surplus market, Marty. It's probably just that a load of them that have been on the market have sold up and nobody's put any more bulk lot of them on yet. Cherno Inferno, put an LED upgrade in it because that's what my video's about that comes out Friday. And mag lights with LED upgrades are fucking amazing, you know. Because you can get like the LED bulbs from for like £10 or dollars. You know, they're not expensive because you're just literally buying an LED bulb you swap out the original Maglite bulbs with. That's a lot of money for a level 3A vest, Roy. In the UK, we can buy the police surplus 3A vests with the stab layer as well. You know, where they put like some sort of material, whether it be chainmail or whatever else, in front of the actual ballistic Kevlar bit. And they're like £50 for a front and back vest. Yeah, I can do, Stephen, but it depends. It annoys me more when it's a serious movie, you know. If it's more like a comedy or a not very serious movie, mistakes won't annoy me as much. If they're going for historical realism, that's when it gets quite annoying. I really don't know, Alex, why would Spaciani make you cringe, but... in the UK, Funky Prepper, you can't buy police batons. They're like not allowed as surplus. Outside the UK, you might be able to. Here, I don't know. That's going to be pretty much impossible to get an American ACH over here because I'm pretty sure that would be covered under ITAR. I've got the modern British helmet, so I don't need anything better than that, in all honesty. That's all right, Alex. I won't say it one more time. No, I've not got the PRVU. I've got like the Shums, but I've not got the rocket fueler, like, versions. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, straight 6 diesel. Some baton types are allowed, some aren't. Police type batons aren't. Who fucking knows why? We have very weird laws when it comes to some of that. It's like certain types of knives. At some points they've said that's like a dangerous knife, so it's outlawed. But you can still perfectly legally own swords in your house and all sorts of other shit. It really doesn't make any sense. But like people are saying, if you bought a big mag light, that's perfectly allowed. Hello, Ghost Jesus. Are you all right? Ear protection would probably be a good idea, Datfik. I'm trying to think if there's anything you could conveniently wear in your ears if you were at a riot, or a protest. The only thing I could think of is if you can get those little kind of rubber in-ear earplugs that would go under a helmet like this. Czech Republic mask. Probably this one. Out of all the ones I've got, that's the CM5. The only thing I don't like about this is that weird mount at the front for putting glasses in at different heights, because that actually stops the mask being properly panoramic, because it's got that weird thing in the middle. But this is a good mask. Yeah, Marty, back before there were proper police forces and you had yeomanry and stuff like that, a lot of yeomanry just basically were like soldiers, and that was part of the problem. That good luck having a load of armed guys with swords or like flintlock pistols turn up, taking people in alive, or calming down the situation. Because I know we used to have the yeomen in the UK before the actual proper police force, and they were guys literally armed like soldiers. I don't know if they were a branch of the army or whatever, but or like a citizens militia type thing. That sounds interesting, Steve. Do they work reliably though? Because it's like with those auto-dimming welding helmets. I don't know if I'd ever trust something like that to always work. In Britain, Dallas, we have a thing called SO19 or CO19, whatever they're called, which are like one group of armed police. But armed police are like trained to, be good at that stuff. If it was a really, really serious situation, though, that's when they normally use stuff like the SAS, like during the Iranian embassy siege. But, if it was a really tense hostage situation, you just send in your best special forces. Oh, that's good then, Steve. I personally think they probably should, but I'm glad in some ways they. I definitely think every officer should have like a taser and pepper spray and stuff like that. But I mean, when you talk about should every cop have a firearm, that's where it gets really dodgy, because that's when I think you'd start running into more situations like America where more people get killed inadvertently. No, the closest I've got to modern chest rigs, Max, are just like where I've got some of the body armors with lots of pockets or, the bits on them. That's interesting, Mike. I wonder how they calculate that, but if it works, it works. But, it's one of those things where. Hype is somebody that comes on a lot of the streams and videos, Jacob. He's called Fregat, I think, on YouTube, but he's Hype on Discord. Yep. Yeah, I think LA mounted police have bokkens, but I think that's just because it's literally like a long baton. We can have bokkens here, that's perfectly allowed, just not weird like ass battens for some reason. We're going a bit off subject of surplus at the moment, aren't we? Because he's Chinese, Jacob, so obviously he has a lot of contacts in China, doesn't he? I wouldn't pay much at all for a GP5, in all honesty. Like $10 to $20, pounds, whatever. I wonder, Robin, though, is that just because in the Netherlands do the police have very good training? I think it could literally be something like that. I think in America, in all fairness to some American police, if you know that pretty much anybody could have a gun on them, that probably makes the cops a lot more nervous to, maybe shoot first. But yeah, we're really going off the subject of surplus now, aren't we? Yes, right. Thanks, Sterno. If I can find you any, let me find you one on eBay, at least in the UK. I can recommend the ex-police ones. They're very good for what they are, but whether or not you can get them anymore, as in, because a lot of them were selling out completely. Let me just search police vest and see if I can find any that still have the filler in it. Because what you need is the ones where people haven't taken, all the liner out of it. I'm also looking for the ones that are like, the proper mixed ones that the police. Right, this is like one of the ones. This is like one of the ones I've got, which is very good because you can actually wear this under a coat quite well without people seeing it. All right, Richard, your forge looks great. It's bloody good, Tanner. I just wish it came with a blanking plug, but for the most part, it's bloody good. The S10 was used in the 90s, sour lemon, and the 80s. But yeah, this is saying this is like the type I've got. I think this looks a bit more slimline than the one I've got, but those are really good because it's Kevlar. In the one I've got, it's Kevlar 3A and in the front and back, plus like some sort of stab and spike layer. It's not the best stab and spike layer, but for getting it for like 50 quid, it's excellent. I would not recommend the M1 mask from Yugoslavia, no, because they were made in very low quality and they're quite old, so a lot of them tend to melt and stuff. Yeah, if that police vest is in this room, I'll show it you because it is really compact. Yeah, you're in luck. It's in the wardrobe. There you go. It was on the clothes hanger in the wardrobe. So that's the police one. So basically how this works, you've got like some Velcro bits there. So you obviously put the vest on. If I can untangle it now. So yeah, you put your vest on. Then what you've got here is like the Velcro bit that you do up tight. So that's almost like your belt. Then you've got obviously one Kevlar panel in this bit, and the other Kevlar panel is in the back section. This bit goes over, so you're covered by that one. Then you've just got a zip on the front. Obviously, they've improved these a bit because this is quite an old design, but how these work is obviously you've got your front panel across there, then you've got your back panel on there. The Kevlar goes around this bit as well. Obviously, you are exposed a bit there, but these are like more covert vests. And then, yeah, your shoulders aren't covered on these either. Like the Kevlar stops about there and there on the back. So, somebody could drive a knife down there as well. But, yeah, these are pretty good because these used to be like 40 to 50 pounds for, 2 Kevlar panels plus the stab-proof panels or the stab-resistant panels. Yeah, the only problem, Steve, is mostly keeping it dry, I think, and out of sunlight. Because you want that combination of somewhere not damp, but not totally dry. Otherwise you get dry rot and some stuff. But if it's damp, you get mold. Then you want it to be, not in sunlight, so UV fades everything. They're pretty much the same, Roy Ops. The main thing of riot helmets is they tend to have a bigger visor, you know, one that covers most of your face. Some of my British riot helmets have visors that go down to there. Motorcycle helmets normally have like a visor that's like that size, don't they? Not all of them, but so I'd say, yeah, a lot of riot helmets as well have like neck protector bit on the back. You know, it's like a bit of leather or rubber or plastic or whatever that's designed to just cushion, you know, stop things hitting you there as easily, I think. All right, Hype. So the person asking who Hype was, there he is. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I've had a good day today. Went out for a walk with one of my friends, you know, did some sort of basic exercise outside the house, which was nice. If somebody's asking me, Max, about the German chainmail, I have seen cops with chainmail on, yeah. Because the idea is that if they go into a house and somebody attacks them with a machete or something, then they're pretty protected, aren't they? But hello, everybody that's just joined. Yeah, these sort of vests are ones I'd probably recommend the most because they're just so lightweight. Because the point is with these vests that they're not going to restrict your movement. It's not uncomfortable to sit down with these on, so they don't cut into your stomach. So yeah, the point is with these vests that, you know, they are pretty good. I mean, the only issue of these is these ones stop about here. So, you know, somebody could probably still get you in the lower stomach and sort of groin area. But in terms of, you know, coverage, for what these cost, these are excellent, you know. Especially because I think some sites you could buy these brand new. And if you bought them brand new, they were like £300 to £500. But these same vests were like £50 if you're buying them as police surplus when they're like 5 years old. Well, if you mean what video have I got that goes on Friday, the video going on this Friday is the one about Maglite. The one today is on that Geiger counter system. But I need to put a comment and pin it as soon as the video goes live saying, look, nearly all the problems that were in the video have been fixed. It just needed to run for quite a while. So there's that's Wednesday's video. Friday's video is about the Maglite LED conversion, just for the people asking questions about those. And Sunday's video, which I think will be the most interesting one for most of you, is this, the MF11D. Oh, that's annoying. So the notifications have gone off again, have they, Shed on Fire? But it doesn't surprise me. What, Steve? Do you mean streaming? In terms of streaming, I can stream, but I have to stream via Opera. If I stream via Chrome, it does not work. I only use Opera when I do YouTube videos. Like, literally, if I'm watching somebody else's stream or I'm doing a stream, I use Opera. Otherwise, I use Chrome. But yeah, at the moment, as I was going to say, this stream is meant to be talking about surplus. Although, oh shit, oh, caught him by the filter. Although, unfortunately, you know, it keeps getting sidetracked. I don't mind when it gets a bit sidetracked, but it is a bit. I would say so, Shed on Fire, especially if you get it like £100 cheaper, like I did, just because it's a unit somebody's bought and decided they didn't really want it. Yeah, I've set up UV light for the streams now, Hype. I need to tailor it a bit, but I bought a massive UV light bank. I think the box is in this room. Let me show you the box if I've still got it in the room. Yeah, there we go. So I bought one of these basically. So where it's, you know, like, because it gives off a lot, because I've got some UV lights on the ceiling and stuff as well, but they don't throw out as much light. The modern LED ones are a lot better. So what I need to do is get an extension lead, work out where it looks best in the room eventually, and then probably just mount it somewhere. But the point is, at the moment, I've got, you know, over there a light shining on that wall, so it looks very sort of 80s. No, never heard of Black Hawk brand gear, Francis. Oh no, I'll get arrested then, Alex, won't I? Because I'm pretty sure you can't have raves at the moment, can you? Because the police will come and shut them down for being illegal raves. It should be pretty similar, Adam, to the GSR. So most British military helmets will work with it fine, including the modern one. I don't know about US helmets, but I imagine a Pascat helmet would work fine. So if you got a US Pascat helmet or most of the modern US helmets, I think they'd work fine with it. In general, as much as I'm not a fan of the GSR and like the other masks in that series, they are generally quite, you know, slimline at the top for working with helmets. It's UVA, Steve, so not really. The one you have to worry about is UVB and UVC. UVA is the one where it's basically just like a light that only lets out the bit of the spectrum that, you know, makes stuff glow in the dark. I already linked one, James, earlier in the stream, if you go back and look. I don't know if I've still got the thing in the clipboard. There you go. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same model. You can get them with different fillers, though. That's the only thing. I really need to start clearing out some of these boxes from behind me. I did put a shelf up the other day in another room, so I can start moving some stuff onto there. But yeah, I do really need to get, now I've got the lighting sorted, the background to actually look quite tidy. You know, that would be nice if I clear. I think I'll probably order another big plastic box like this one, move a lot of the stuff that's in that box into a plastic box so it looks less junky. What was in American money, Ghost Jesus? I don't know. What, you think it will inflate horribly due to all the rioting? I don't know. I'm afraid not really, Wolf, other than eBay. I know the Dutch have a model. It might be easier to find the Dutch ones. I don't know, really. Hype sent it me, as I've already said several times. I've got a head over there, if you can see it, with the MM1 on it there. But the issue is foam heads take up a lot more space, and some masks apparently degrade on the foam heads. But yeah, like you said, it would look cool, but sadly it's not all that practical. Yeah, I wouldn't put a UVC light on in a room like this because my fucking eyes would burn out. You can tell when it's UVA because it looks very purplish. UVC doesn't really, kind of just looks like very pale light. I think so, Steve, some sort of reaction. I've never really had it myself, but I know people have always been like, be very careful which masks you put on there, especially if it's, I think, more probably retro antique masks. Yeah, I reckon after this stream, I am going to order, if they've got them in stock, a load of those 64 odd litre plastic storage things so I can stack a load of them up. Because those are big enough. Because the problem is some of the sizes I don't think are quite big enough for some of the stuff. Because that's the issue I've had before. I bought storage boxes only to find you can't fit much in them to make good use of the storage box. UVA doesn't burn you. UVB and C would. UVA wouldn't. Well, UVB I think is very borderline. UVC causes horrible burns. All right, somebody said see you twice. Bye if you're off. Not sure yet, Tomcat Foster. Not as far as I'm aware, Dallas. That's really cool, Cherno Inferno. Thank you, Alex. I'll definitely have a look after this stream. I mean, I like ammo boxes, but the issue is I don't think there's many ammo boxes that are actually all that big. Like the biggest ammo box I've got is the shell one back there. And that's probably only like a 30-litre capacity or something, but they cost way more. So yeah, I'll have a look, because ideally I would like some retro crates, because it would look cooler to have, like retro kind of supply crates behind me. But sadly, I don't think there are many big ammo boxes that can store a lot that look like that. But I'll definitely have a look. But yeah, it's just more finding stuff that... No, it's the modern British one, Alf, although it's made in America, technically, like the Cobra 2 or whatever it's called. Thank you very much, Alex. I will definitely look after the stream, because, yeah, I think what I want to do probably is... Actually, down there, I reckon if I ordered 3 or 4 60-odd litre capacity boxes, a lot of the junk in this room I could get into the boxes or on shelves in other rooms, and then it would immediately look a lot better. But yeah, that's a plan, I reckon. So yeah, within a week or two, it might all be tidy behind me. I wonder, can you buy those wooden, like, shell crates online? Because if they're not too expensive for the wooden crates, I'd kind of like to use wooden crates rather than plastic, but I don't know if they end up being really expensive to buy or not. This chin strap, no, it's fine. It's got foam in this one. The British ones aren't very comfortable, but this one, the Russian one, has like foam in it, look, so it's really comfortable. Yeah, I think that's the issue, Steve, isn't it, with a lot of this stuff? The stuff that's actually cooler looking ends up being, but I'm definitely, after this stream, I will definitely get a load more boxes, I think, because it's one of those things I always feel really pleased when I end up getting the boxes, putting stuff in it, and it looks a lot less messy. But yeah, after this stream, I'll definitely do that. But yeah, these sort of plastic storage boxes are really good. It's just, they don't look that cool compared to some of the other stuff. No, I've not got a PMK2 11HH30. I've got a PMK1 and a PMK3. But hope you like it. I've never been a massive fan of the PMK series, but I know a lot of people like them. It's just I don't myself. That's cool, some CBRN. So you've got a deactivated rocket launcher. Perhaps you can fuck off, Robert, if you advocate violence towards other people. There we go. Just to make it clear, if anybody comes on here and says, like, oh, I want violence against certain groups of people, they can fuck right off. I'm not going to put up with it on here. Like I said, peaceful protest, completely A-okay with me. When people start saying, let's do something violent, no, fuck off. Let me have a look at an IKEA freestanding shelf. Search. Oh yeah, like the big, I know the big like garage ones would be good, but the only issue is, could I fit them in here? Because there's that bed frame there would stop them. How big are these? I don't have a tape measure handy, but what's the width for these? Because these take 120 kg total capacity. 1.5 meter high, but how wide are they? Because what I want to do, there we go. 750 millimeter, so 75 centimeter by 30 centimeters by 1.5 meters. Well, 1.5 meters is the height, so that would be fine. So the width is 75. I'm wondering. No, I couldn't fit it in there. That's the annoying thing. That would be perfect if I could fit it in there, but I can't because there's already some smaller storage shelves in there and then like other stuff there. No, that's the main issue. There's not enough room in this house really for any more bookcases or anything. Otherwise, I would totally agree with you. A load of that kind of like garage warehouse storage racks would be really good, but sadly, that's not going to fit anywhere. I'll definitely have to just go for more plastic storage boxes I think I can put on top of each other. Somebody says, why do you not respond to my message? And they haven't posted a message. Hello, Gretchen. Good to see you all. Yeah, I mean, definitely, Marty. I mean, there are times in history when people have overthrown regimes, but in general, I think you're quite deluded if you think you're literally going to go out there, like, fight the police and nothing's going to come of it, in the sense of, you know, like, you're not going to get in trouble afterwards. I'm good, thank you, Gretchen. I've got the UV lighting all set up now, although I do need to adjust it a bit, so it's very 80s looking now in here. My favourite gas mask is the Avon CT12, but that's just because I think it's a cool mask. Things like this Chinese MF11D and things like the Italian Spazianis are pretty good. Oh, sorry, Alex, I've said that word again. But James, I've not done that, but Weapon Collector has done a very good video on that, so watch Weapon Collector's video on it. Just because I couldn't do a better job than him, and just watch his video, give his channel some love, you know. Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Dallas. One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. But I think there's a very big difference between a revolution and people rioting, you know. In all honesty, I actually say that the American Revolution is one of the few revolutions I can think of where it actually worked out all right afterwards. But, you know, a lot of revolutions end up basically being people are murdered by other people. You know, Animal Farm's quite good to read or watch if you want to know, you know, Orwell's kind of take on the communist revolution. Yeah, they're good, sour lemon. I'd say the circular riot shields are a lot better than the tall ones for most people because you can actually move it around quickly, like we said before. Where the problem is the big shields, that they're pretty bulky, aren't they? Right, I'm trying to think how many of those storage boxes I need to buy. I might... Yeah, I'll see what price they are, because sometimes you can get like multi-packs where you get different size storage boxes, you know, bundled together. Yeah, 1984 is a very good book. I've got a few pairs of old binoculars, but none of them are really surplus binoculars. They're just kind of like old bird watchers, you know, binoculars made by like companies that made camera parts, you know, that just turned up cheap when they were secondhand. Yeah, exactly, Mike. That's the thing as well, especially when the looting is against poor people as well, you know. Like burning down a local, you know, shop run by a black person in a black neighborhood is not showing it, giving it to the white man, you know. That's my sort of opinion on that. But yeah, lots of people I've spoken to in America, Ghost Jesus, have very different opinions on all this. So, you know, I've only got suppressors on air rifles, Alf. I don't have any guns with suppressors on. Depends how big the boxes are, Stephen, doesn't it? If I got some big cargo containers, not that they look good in the garden at all, but giant cargo containers, I could fit a lot of the stuff in. We were already on about the PMK2 earlier. I've never used it. I'm not a fan of the PMK series. The PMK3 is all right, and I still don't think that's brilliant. I don't know. I don't mind it. That's the answer. A lot of the women on here like it. That's basically the answer to it. When I shave it off, I don't like it, actually. It's one of those things, when I shave it off, I think I look too young. It's one of those weird things. Wendy House outfit. Yeah, Wendy House. Umbrella Mercenaries Anonymous have gas masks on, so maybe. Right, exactly, Gretchen. That's the thing, because when we had like the 2011 London riots, it was the exact same shit. You know, there were people who were peacefully protesting for a day or two outside the police station, and then the looting started elsewhere. You know, and then the people trying to go, oh no, but it's because we're, you know, like showing our hatred to the police. It's like, no, the looting started elsewhere to originally. I don't know if there's any more than Gretchen on this stream at the moment, Alex, but there definitely are others that watch the channel. The problem is with airsoft stuff, Roy, it depends how strong it is. A lot of airsoft stuff is pretty tacky. In all honesty, if you can buy the real Milsurp stuff, just buy that. I can't grow a beard worth of shit. In all honesty, it will be really patchy. The tash grows out for some reason, but not the beard. So, yeah. No, an actual riot visor should be fine, some CBRN. Because an actual riot visor is an actual riot visor, isn't it? Buy them, Anonymous, on eBay. I've got to say, you sound like a troll, Anonymous, how you keep spamming weird questions. I think you should know how to buy a gas mask at this point. Thanks, White Wolf. It's UV. It's a UV lighting bank. The box is behind me, but yeah, what I ended up doing was buying a UV lighting bank. I need to mount it properly and everything, and get an extension lead for it so I can get it in the exact position I want it. But it's mostly just so all the cool, like, glow-in-the-dark stuff in the background actually lights up. Oh yeah, and that's a good point, T-Ville. Beards break the seal of the gas mask, so it'd be completely pointless for my channel to grow a beard. Yeah, exactly, Alex. It's down to the person's own choice, you know. My body, my choice, or whatever they say. What model was it? Or was it the Russian one you ordered, White Wolf, like this one? But yeah, I'm glad you like it if you did order this one. The SHZPU, or whatever it's called. But yeah, the K3 helmet. You'd have to have one that seals decently far down your chin if you're going to grow a proper, like, American Civil War style beard. Have you seen how cool Rontgen's beard was? You know, like the radiation guy Rontgen. If you look up Wilhelm Conrad Rontgen's beard, he had a fucking huge beard. But I suppose that was just a Victorian style thing, wasn't it? Everybody in the 1800s had huge fucking beards and mutton chops and everything else. That was, you know, that was a shit, having beards at that point in history. Yeah, it's typical, isn't it, shed on fire? Although, to be honest, I prefer it when it's cooler and it's raining. It also means I don't have to go out in the garden and keep watering lots of different plants. You know, the rain does it for me, so that helps. You can buy ones like this on Amazon. little UV lights, but the issue with these is they're not all that bright. But yeah, these are all right. If you see with my watch, you can see that, you know, it does all the luminescence on stuff properly. It's brilliant for that. But you know, these aren't, the issue is with these, they aren't all that bright. But this would be good enough, I think, something like this for what you want. Yeah, don't buy UVC. All right, tactical. Yeah, don't buy UVC and burn your eyes out. That's pretty cool as long as it works properly beyond. I'll head off in about 5 to 10 minutes, but yeah, that's the thing, Gretchen. I think now there's lots of stuff that people would have gotten away with before just because it wasn't caught on camera as easily, you know. I think it's both a good and bad thing that everybody essentially on their mobile phone has a camcorder, but it is very good for transparency of abuses of power, isn't it? Because people can get caught doing stuff they could otherwise just deny and get away with it. There's a lot of beers and ales I like, Chino and Inferno. One I've not had in a while, which is a really good ale, is Tribute Ale. I think it's called Tribute. I think it comes with like a purple label on the bottle. But you know, Hobgoblin's all right. Abbot Ale's all right. In all honesty, there's a lot of, you know, I'm not that fussy when it comes to beer and ale. Yep, I definitely agree with you there, Hype. UVC is very good at killing viruses, but don't stay in a room when it's on. I even use a welding helmet when I'm turning mine on, just because it can give you arc eye as well. Right, my favourite bayonet, for collecting purposes, obviously, for, you know, completely peaceful purposes, is the Swiss Sturmgewehr 57 bayonets, because they're still cheap surplus, and they're fucking giant bayonets, you know, solidly made. So yeah, the old Swiss Cold War bayonets, because they're actually cheap. The issue is with a lot of other bayonets, you know, they're really expensive for what they are. How do people manage to film things in 144p in the modern day? Are you using Chrome shed on fire? Because if you are, that's the problem. That's why I'm using Opera at the moment. If I try and stream via Chrome. Oh, I wonder, actually, if this will be visible with the UV light. It's probably, I can use it, show this one actually, but these are always cool. I've got, most of these I keep in a display in the other room, but these are like the orange ones that they used post-radium on the British ones. But yeah, the UV light's not the right angle to show it. There, I need to move the UV light when I mount it a bit more side, because it only just picks up the corner of that one. But yeah, like orange not radioluminescence because it's not radium, but so Soviet gardening tools, I'm afraid I don't know other than eBay or whatever, but I know sometimes tools like that, like Mattox and other tools, end up being ones that they don't like people buying on eBay. So I don't know, I'm afraid. You'd have to just look at all the places that sell surplus and hope you eventually find one. That's very weird. IZ4Y01, but yeah. Here in the UK, bayonets are completely legal as long as you don't take them out and stab people with them. You know, that's basically a law on them. I thought airsoft had to be legal in Japan because they have that really good airsoft gun company, don't they? Or is it just one that they export? I thought airsoft in Japan, the guns had to be really weak that they were allowed. Alright, somebody using a racial slur can fuck right off. That's it, Tokyo or Tokyo Mori or whatever. Yeah, if people don't know my opinion on that, you know, they are welcome to fuck off from my channel because I don't really want them on there. But people who like hate blacks, whatever, you can fuck right off. You know, I don't mind if there's people who are saying, you know, I'm scared of like being looted or whatever in the riots. That's perfectly fine. That's understandable. But when people literally just like, oh, racial slurs, I wish I could have shot, you know, fuck off. I don't want people like you on my channel. Well, this one is bear in mind, the night vision is just something I've clipped onto it. This is a Cobra Virtus revision type thing. It's basically the current British Army helmet. It's called Battle Skin Cobra, and it's spelt wrong, revision. They call it the Virtus helmet, but it's a very good helmet. It's the best helmet I've got in terms of actual protection it offers. But they're quite expensive. They're normally like £200 to £300 secondhand on eBay. But they're bloody good helmets. They're the same material as the modern American ACH or ECH helmet, whichever one it is. You know, thermoplastic. It's not even Kevlar in these, it's thermoplastic. So it's like milk cartons that are mounted down and like made really strong, and basically these are totally bulletproof. You'd still die from some of the impacts, but they are literally totally bulletproof, these helmets. Ah, that's interesting, Hype. I know here, you know, I'm not a massive fan of them just because, you know, I want something more solid, but yeah. It's weird, all the contradictions in laws like that, isn't it? But the thing is with the Virtus equipment is not all of it is made by the same manufacturers. This is what makes it weird. The Virtus was just, I think, the name of all like the upgraded kit Britain bought at one point. So like Virtus vests, I think these are the helmets, apparently the only bit of the Virtus system the soldiers unanimously liked. Lots of the other equipment, you know, was like side grading, basically. Right, we've still got some fucking weirdos in the comments. I would not recommend carrying a bayonet at all, Sean. Because obviously you're going to be breaking a lot of knife laws if you do it. As I said in my bayonet video recently, if you have a utility knife style bayonet, you might be able to carry it if you're out in the woods and had an excuse to do it. But for the purpose of no, I would never recommend carrying a bayonet, because I think you'd be in so much shit if you got caught with it. Buy a decent bushcraft knife, because if you're out doing a bushcraft thing, I think it would be far more easy to explain an actual proper bushcraft knife. Yeah, I don't know if I prefer it without the cover on, Hype, or with the cover on, but I do kind of like this without the cover on, just where it's kind of got that scaly looking kind of you know, weird feeling to it. Because the problem is with the covers for this is where, you know, they've got bits where they cover little bits and don't cover a bit, you know. This is a Pulsar Challenger, so it's only a Gen 1 Plus night vision thing, but it's good enough for just, you know, messing about with. What about an RS-70? There's one over there somewhere. Not visible in the background, it's right over there, but Polish RS-70 radiation detectors. Bear in mind, this isn't British issue night vision, it's just one I've mounted on it. Pepper spray is illegal in the UK though, Roy. That's a weird thing. You're not allowed to own it in the UK. It's asked as a Section 5 firearm in the UK. Yes, James, but bear in mind, obviously, mine's not turned on at the moment. And what a lot of night visions have, see, they've got like a cap on them like that lets a tiny bit of light through. The idea is that when you've got them in a dark room and they're turned on or outside, you know, you have that cap off. When you're using them where there might be bright lights, you have the cap on, so it lets a lot less light through. No, helmet's perfect size. I've not got it done up tight at the moment, but what you do with this, you ratchet this till you get it right, then you put that on. Exact size it's meant to be, fits me perfectly. Because it is a bulky helmet, but that's because it's obviously designed to give you a very good level of protection and give you a lot of head coverage. But it doesn't obscure any of my vision. You know, the headliner and all the bits go where they should go. Oh, the night vision, the pulsar was very good. It was 200 odd quid, I think. I can't remember now. But again, I'd say if you could afford Gen 2, go for Gen 2. But, you know, for what the pulsar is, it's very good as like a commercial unit. Oh, it's not hard, Marty, is it? Putting a sticker on the box that says roughly what's in it when I put the stuff in it. It's already bad enough, though, having stuff on loads of different, you know, bookcases and whatever else. All right, so it's equivalent to the ECH then, not the ACH. Alf, this one. So yeah, this is like the ECH equivalent. I need to do an updated helmet collection video because I've not done one in ages, but when I do, this one will definitely be in it. This is a very comfy helmet, actually. I'm really impressed with this because it has like a really nice kind of, you know, like foam band that goes all around the head. It seems to be a silly business model, in my opinion, virtual reality. I mean, you can already buy Chinese masks like the TF1 and that, which are basically GP5 style masks. I don't know if some of them are GOST and some of them, you know, are NATO threaded, but you know, you can get much better masks than GP5. That's my point, really. I've done a video on the actual helmet itself, 11HHH30, but I said at some point it will be in like a compilation video of helmets. But yeah, if there's a video on YouTube of the the ECH, thank you, 11HHH30. There's a video on YouTube of the ECH being shot, and you get to see just how good they are, you know, when somebody's shooting them. And like, you know, like an SKS isn't going through it. That gives you some idea of how tough these helmets are. Yeah, these are bloody good helmets. So you've got your rear sort of adjusting strap there. Let's tighten that one up. Clip that one. No, they run on batteries, James. So you turn it off and on. How night vision works is basically you power it on, and then it amplifies light coming through the cathode tubes. Yeah, XM28's tactical, which is a grasshopper, are really cool masks. Shame the Americans didn't mass produce them, but I think it's a slightly different shape to the ECH, but it's the exact same kind of filler material. Yeah, that's the thing I like about this, how also the bit for the riot visor and all that sort of stuff they made for it is all integrated onto this one. I'd agree, Hype. It's a much better way of doing it. I think what they basically said is, you know, what are we going to commonly issue with the helmet, or right, integrate it into the helmet rather than it actually being, you know, like you said, like a little screw-on thing that's quite loose. There's lots of good ones like Cupid Stunts and that, Alex, but I'm trying to think if there's any that have really made me laugh. I mean, there's like Penny Traitor and some of those, but I mean, yeah, your neck would be fucked, Ghost Jesus, but yeah, your head's not going to pop. It might just be that your brain hemorrhages or your neck snaps, you know. You get a load of weirdos on the comment shed on fire at some point, but you know, in all honesty, just don't give people like that attention, I'd say. At least it's on its way out, Mike. And I guess you can take Anita bath. Yeah, that's not too offensive either, is it? That's kind of nice. But anyway, I'll be off in a minute because I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. So as soon as this stream ends, I am going to get some boxes ordered, because what I really want to do, obviously, is get the background looking neat soon. Like I said, I put a shelf up in another room the other day, so I've got some stuff there that's now cleared space somewhere else. But yeah. So yeah, my job as soon as this stream ends is to find several, and thank you to everybody that donated, several good boxes I can buy for storage. And there's a couple of other places in the house that when stuff is in storage boxes, it can be fit into, like gaps under cupboards and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think what my next goal is probably, just to get a load of shit ordered that hopefully will come tomorrow or Friday. And then I can start using that to, really start clearing up the background, because it would be nice to get this background actually looking, quite good. Right, Kevlar helmets with shelf life. Kevlar only really degrades when it gets wet or, stuff like that. If Kevlar's sealed up properly, it doesn't really degrade very much. You can see videos of people shooting like Kevlar things from like the 80s and the 90s that are sealed properly and still perform pretty well. So I think with Kevlar, really, the really short shelf life is playing it super safe. Obviously, if something's been used and abused, I wouldn't recommend wearing it, The Russians still make a GP5 style mask called the Shum 2012, but sadly they're not very easy to get online. Otherwise I'd, have one, but, All right, see you all. So yeah, I'm going to straight away now go and remember to get those boxes before I forget. All right, see you all later. Wow. I'll reply to some of you in the comments anyway about 5 p.m. when that video goes on. But just bear in mind, on the Geiger counter video that goes on today, it works a lot better, that one, than it did when I did the video on it, because turns out a lot of the problems would just not have been run for like 30 odd years. All right, see you all. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.